Greetings, everyone. I hope that you're doing very well, and if not, I send my positive thoughts and vibes and prayers out that things get better for you in your life, whatever you may be going through. And for those of you who may have lost a loved one recently, or maybe you're still going through your grieving period, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo to you and your loved ones. My condolences go out that you somehow get to a point where you can start healing. Ashe. So thank you very much for tuning in to my Aisha Speaks Jade podcast. I am your hostess, Aisha, also known as Jade, and the episode for today is why reading is the most intelligent thing you can do. Why reading is the most intelligent thing you can do. Also, I am hashtag the researcher. So while I'm speaking about this, I hope that you're able to just sit back and enjoy it and listen to it. And of course, you know, I love dialogue. So if you have any dialogue, any comments, any feedback, make sure that you make a comment in the comment section below. So again, why reading is the most intelligent thing you can do. Also, reading plays an integral role in developing our intelligence and problem solving and analytical skills. Good reasons to do more of it. And I have to speak about myself too because I like to read. I have to find time to fit it in there to do some reading. I actually finished one book and I have another book that I need to read on. And let's just say that you don't like to read. Well, there is a plethora of crossword puzzles and other things that you can do to stimulate your mind. So let's jump into it. So we've all had it embedded within us since the day we were born. The only way to become smarter, no matter what you study or where you are, is to read. What few people tell us, however, is why reading plays such an integral role in developing our intelligence, problem solving, and analytical skills, and our ability to understand others with alacrity, alacritity, or cricity. I'm close to it. So why then is this hobby one that gets more and more difficult to maintain as we get older? Which is so crucial to maintaining our brain function and improving our overall intelligence. So I've been noticing that, especially for those, because as we live, we get older, and I'm seeing in, not all, but I've seen in some of those that are getting older why it may be they struggle with reading, wanting to pick up a book and read. Well, for starters, children who are exposed to books from a young age are naturally forced to incorporate a larger working vocabulary in their everyday language. Being exposed to a wide range of words, especially in fundamentally developmental years, encourages children to learn new things in an eager manner, developing an inquisitiveness that ultimately shapes how people approach all kinds of learning later on in life. So, in addition, reading boosts our ability to understand new concepts, such as when one encounters a scenario, setting, or people they haven't yet had exposure to, and our capacity to incorporate these new ideas in our existing everyday lives. So again, going back to that quick question is, why do you think it gets more and more difficult to maintain reading as a person may get as a person gets older? Just a question. Hopefully you'll answer it. And I'm just real curious about what your thoughts are. So in addition, reading boosts our ability to understand new concepts, such as when one encounters a scenario, again, setting, or people they haven't yet had exposure to, in our capacity to incorporate these new ideas in our existing everyday lives. Stories have also been shown to aid greatly in determining our abilities to understand, deduce, and analyze a situation. So, for instance, anticipating a narrative such as attempting to guess who the perpetrator of a crime in a murder story is an excellent way of applying problem solving and reading comprehension skills that are often assessed as a measure of one's overall intelligence in standardized test. Getting a head start on reading then appears to be an easy way to boost one's intelligence at the onset rather than needing to develop it later on. Reading at a more advanced age, however, is also a great form of mental stimulation, as evidenced by the plethora of reading aloud programs at elderly homes. So, in fact, some research has indicated that reading can actually delay the onset of Alzheimer's disease or slow the process of memory loss. So, I believe that can possibly or strongly be true, because when you're reading like aloud to them, they get it. Right? Somehow I can't explain it, but reading aloud to elderly people, whether they have dementia or Alzheimer's, it stimulates them, right? Just like music. Like many of you know that my mother has dementia, right? So when she hears music, because she was a singer, not only in church, not only in her school that she went to, but also she was in two groups. Two, they call them doo-wop groups back in the day. Two doo-wop groups, the Marquis and the Endeavors. So singing has been in my mother's blood, right, from a very early age. So when she hears music, that just triggers something positive in her head. And especially if it's that old music, that back in the day, or even, church music, like that triggers something positive in her head. And you might just catch her singing like I've heard before. And when I've gone by myself, it triggers. Something has triggered her. Even if we start singing a little something that makes her happy, makes that brain like stimulate. And that's why I like to ask her questions. A couple questions, nothing to overwhelm her or anything like that, but to ask her questions just to challenge her brain, right? Because they give her this medicine for her dementia, and give her medicine for her being diagnosed with depression and some anxiety. And so, I like to challenge her just a little, right? So it's good. It's good for our elders. So, yeah. So, with that being said, because I wanted this to be short and sweet, but hopefully it resonates with someone. So if you're looking for a way to become smarter, start surrounding yourself with books. Even if you read a chapter a day, maybe you can't read the whole thing in 1 or 2 or maybe 3 days, but maybe you can at least read a chapter or 2 a day until you finish it. Or do some crossword puzzles, or if you're into chess, do chess, or that other one, which is the Sudoku or the Sudoku, however you say it. Do that to stimulate. Just make sure that you're doing things to stimulate that brain to keep it going, because if you don't keep it constantly stimulated, you'll find yourself probably or strong potential of maybe even having some memory loss, and that's not what you want to do. So again, start surrounding yourself with books. So the more you read, the more you know. Educate yourself. Get some knowledge. Get some understanding. Get some clarity, right? And then share that with people. So with that being said, thank you so much for those that may have tuned in live, or if you haven't, thank you in advance for tuning in to the replay, which will be available shortly after. I'd like to welcome you to join my social media platform, which I'm on Facebook right here, right now, Instagram, Twitter, and I have a YouTube channel. You can find me at Aisha Speaks Jade. Again, that is Aisha Speaks Jade. I am on Facebook right here, right now. Make sure to leave some comments. Instagram, Twitter, and I have a YouTube channel that you can go to and subscribe by hitting that thumbnail to subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notification bell to stay in the loop. Also, if you are on LinkedIn, make sure you can find me at Aisha Jade Speaks. Aisha Jade Speaks. Thank you guys so much. Always remember, self-care is a priority, never a choice. Never let anybody tell you that you should not self-care. Do self-care every day. I don't care if it's the smallest little thing. It's your thing. Own it. Do it. Self-love and self-respect yourself. Know your worth and your value. Anything that you want to strive for, just like Nike, just do it. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, if you have a little fear, that's natural. That's okay. It probably will be that thing that will take you to your success. And knowing that we all go through challenges and obstacles, follow the 3 C's. Catch it, check it, and change it. It may not be always easy, but it is achievable. And with that being said, I'm going to say peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Enjoy this day wherever you are at. Ashe and Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Until then, be good to yourself. Peace out.